A number of women on Tinder are using the social media app or the dating app in order to endorse Bernie Sanders and to convince others to get out the vote. Now, it's not necessarily the best platform to do this. In fact, Tinder has suspended 2 accounts so far because of these women promoting Bernie Sanders. But let me give you the details on who they are and what they did. So 2 women, one from Iowa and the other from New Jersey, confirmed to Reuters on Friday that they received notices from Tinder in the previous 24 hours that their accounts were locked because they had been reported too many times for peppering men on the site with messages promoting Sanders' candidacy. So Robyn Gedrich, who's 23 years old, was one of those people. And she said she sent messages to 60 people a day for the past 2 weeks, trying to convince them to try to support the U.S. Senator from Vermont in his race for the Democratic nomination against former Secretary of State Hillary Clinton. An example of something she's written to the people that she's matched with. Do you feel the burn? Please text WORK to 82623 for me. Thanks. So obviously, some of the guys are either not fans of Bernie Sanders or they're just annoyed that they're on an app to have sex and someone's trying to give them political messages or push political messages toward them. So they do end up reporting these women and then they get their accounts suspended. Haley Lent is another woman who had her account suspended. She's a photographer from Cedar Rapids, Iowa. She told Reuters that she also got locked out of the app on Thursday night after sending messages trying to convince people to vote for Sanders the previous night. So she's married and she talked to 50 to 100 people on the app. She had even bought a Tinder premium membership, which allows users to change their location for a month so that she can reach people in New Hampshire and promote Sanders. I love how fired up they are, right?
They really feel the burn. But, first
Other
of all,
people
there's got
on
to be a
Tinder
joke
also
there.
feel the burn, but in other
feel the
ways.
burn when you're on Tinder, it's a totally different thing, right?
I feel the burn when I'm peeing.
But of all the candidates, who do you think would be the guy or woman most cool with, like, the Tinder one-night stand? It's Bernie, come on.
Yeah.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah, I mean, he's a culturally liberal guy.
I wonder what Hillary would think of the Tinder one-night stand.
I don't think she would enjoy it.
She's
What do you think?
She certainly.
I don't know. I mean,
Ted Cruz, when he in his, I think in his acceptance speech or whatever, his victory speech, he said that, he said this just the other day in New Hampshire, that we shouldn't trust a president who doesn't start every day on his knees. And I was like, that's disgusting.
God, wow. What is that supposed to mean?
Well, I think he meant.
He was talking about praying.
He meant praying.
He was talking
Oh, he meant praying.
That's funny because I did not think of praying.
Oh,
I was like,
that's
starts
how-
on his knees.
That's how
Like, that guy's
far from the Lord
vulgar.
you've drifted, Anna. Yes.
Jeez. But can you imagine Bernie Sanders endorsing Tinder or one-night stands? Can you do it? Like, do a Bernie Sanders endorsement of one-night stands in Bernie Sanders' voice, because you do a great job with that.
This is nobody's business. If you want to, where you want to stick your things and other people's things, that's what I'm all for. It's for the lesbians and the transgenders and doing whatever they want with it. It's none of my business. I've got grandkids, and maybe some of them want to do something I don't particularly agree with. And it's all about freedom. And the billionaires and millionaires are fucking Debbie Wasserman Schultz.
That was amazing. I love it. Now, I think Tinder is in its right to suspend these accounts. Tinder is not for political activism. It's for matchmaking. It's for one-night stands. It's for fun.
Yeah, we're here to swap spit, okay? Let's get on it.
Exactly.
Not here to swap political views.
Yeah. I love these young people getting all politically active, though.
So, and here's the thing I say. Now, these young people are enthused, right? So these are the new voters that Bernie's going to bring into the general election. Do you think those young voters are going to vote for Hillary Clinton?
Probably not.
Probably not. I mean, I got to twist my own arm to go vote for her, right? I can't imagine, and I know what's going to happen because I've lived through Reagan and George W. Bush. These young people, I don't think they know. I think, again, more reason you should vote for Bernie.
Yeah, absolutely. Look, I've thought a lot about what I'm going to do if Bernie doesn't win the nomination. What do? I've written a column about how I won't vote for Hillary after that whole data breach scandal happened. I thought that it was really hitting below the belt. Bernie didn't do anything wrong, and I was irritated that they were trying to make it seem like he was stealing data. But there's a possibility that I'll change my position if her VP pick is someone like Elizabeth Warren, right?
Yeah, if that happens.
Yeah.
Yes.
But that's pretty much, I mean, look, I'm in California, so I have the luxury of making a political statement by not voting for Hillary if she won the ticket, right? If there's someone in a swing state, well, then it's a little different.
Yeah, like Florida or something.
Yeah, exactly. But I don't know. I feel like it would have to be Elizabeth Warren or Bernie Sanders as her VP for me to be like, okay, fine, I'm going to vote for her and I won't feel bad about it.
I'm going to have to vote for Hillary. I can't see myself voting for anybody else. I mean, yes, in California, I did vote for Ralph Nader, so it didn't,
Yeah.
I got to
That was a viable, that was a...
But it didn't matter because we already knew and all that stuff.
That's right. And look, understand something. If I was in a swing state, I would not vote against Hillary Clinton if she was the nominee, okay?
Right.
It's a political statement more than anything else.
Yes.
Because I don't agree with her policies, especially, when it comes to regulation and things like that. But I just, I want him to win so badly. I want him to win so badly.
I agree. I'm with you.
Well,
Yeah,
open a Tinder account already, Anna.
I
Let's
know.
get
What
on
do you
it.
wait? I love
You
the,
really
Maybe
want
I
him.
already have one. I'm just
I love that Bernie starts his
used to.
speeches with, "Sounds like you're ready for a revolution." It's great, and people go, "Ah!" It's like, who starts their speeches like that? That's
But Anna said it. People are angry. People are frustrated.
Yeah.
And they run to the loudest voices. I mean, he's the most sensible loud voice, but they also run on the other side to Trump because they just want a guy who's ready to, shake it up because of the frustration and anger. That's what's going on.